Hey guys, I'm Craig, and today for the Surfboard Guide, we're going to do our full review on the Tyler Warren Bar of Soap. So this is the Tyler Warren Bar of Soap, and I actually think in the initial thoughts I got the dims wrong, but anyway, I've come back with the correct dims because I checked with the shaper, and this is what I think is a 5.6, and it is a 5.6, but I think it's a stock 5.6, and it's 5.6 by 25/8 by 2 9/16, and it's 34.26 litres. I'm 5'10.5" on a good day, and I'm 95 kilos on a light day. But anyway, I normally ride shortboards around 5'11 to 6'0 in that kind of 32 litre range, give or take where the foam is. So yeah, if you're unfamiliar, I'll put a link. We did an initial thoughts a while ago. I'll hopefully put a link to that up there somewhere, where we just check the board out, no surf footage, just like, hey, we've got the board. What are your questions? What do you think? What do you want to know? And now we're back with a full review, a little bit of surf footage you probably saw in the intro if I edited it well, and we'll talk more about that surf footage. So got some footage in a variety of conditions. I think there's two surfs there. One's kind of pretty fun, and one is junky, summer Australian kind of rippable surf, where, you know, I'd kind of grab this board and a lot of the surfing I probably do on the east coast of Australia in summer and what it looks like. But anyway, looking over the bar of soap, it looks like a bar of soap. It's square, the outline, the rail line is straight, the tail is chopped, and what makes it a little bit different is this nose is kind of almost square. So it's kind of crazy. What also is kind of cool, it's got a little bit of rocker through the deck. Nothing crazy. As a Mini-Simmons, they're normally pretty flat, but I'll talk more about the versatility of this board later. But it's got a little bit of rocker in it, which feels good when you're trying to surf it a bit more performance-y, if that's a word, and that's really nice. Flipping it over, I feel like there is like a really gentle single almost through the front, nothing too crazy. A double, you can definitely feel the double through the center, you can feel that stringer rise, and the double goes through the fins and exits out of that tail. It doesn't flatten out at the back, you can feel that double come out the back of the board. And what's also pretty unique in the concavey type thing, I hope you can see it, I don't know if I can get the angle. It's like it's almost got a scoop under that nose. I don't know if it's meant to. Just here, feels like it scoops. So pick up, you know, water or air, kind of shoot it under the board and make it really quick, which it is a very quick board. So I've been surfing the bar of soap now for a couple of months, a whole variety of conditions. But what really stood out when I first got the board, and I can't remember what I said in the initial thoughts, but we were in winter in Australia, it was like August, and we either get big thumping on the east coast, big thumping south swells, or days where it's just really small, you know, knee waist high for days on ends, really clean winds and stuff like that. And we just had this run of really nice, clean waves in that kind of knee to chest high range. And really good winds, and this phenomenal bank, this like mechanical right hand bank. And yeah, my first like 3 surfs on the board were on that, and the thing could do no wrong. 34 litres provide a lot of paddle power, but also where the foam was with this squarer outline, like no foam is wasted. So got waves really nice and easy. And what I really liked is, so this is, I think, what they call a Mini-Simmons, sort of like a Mini-Simmons fish. I had one before, which was the Christensen Ocean Racer. And I liked it, but I didn't. If you wanted to cruise, it really cruised really well. But it didn't seem to like letting you surf. Like, so I'm a bigger guy, I've always rode low volumes. I do a lot of like pumping and wiggling to get speed. It's just how I surf, I can't really change that. The Ocean Racer didn't seem to like you doing that. It really liked you standing and just flowing, which probably works for most people. Well, I really like that the Tyler Warren Bar of Soap actually lets you do both. So it will let you stand there and cruise. You don't have to do a whole lot, especially in waves that are a bit more push. You can just float between turns, take your time. But if you want to jam out, we've got a few clips. I hope, you know, there's some turns there that feel very shortboard-esque. It lets you do that kind of surfing. It lets you pump to link sections. It lets you generate speed, and it lets you kind of, you know, jam out kind of more progressive kind of shortboard turns than I'd say the Ocean Racer did. So that board felt epic. It just wasn't for me and how I surf, where this is a Mini-Simmons that I felt was for me and how I surf. And I hope you can kind of see that through the footage in the review. But yeah, those waves were, you know, really fun. We had this really mechanical bank. The board could do no wrong. I'm like, is this the kind of board I'm going to ride forever? Because I just felt like I was doing some really good surfing. You know, fast forward into summer, had little rip bowls. You'll see some conditions. And it went good. It has paddle power, you're getting out there, and you know, not a lot of boards are really working those kind of conditions, but it definitely worked. It lets you pump, you can do a few turns, it's a whole lot of fun. And we've got some other clips where the waves are pretty punchy, pretty peaky. It's actually pretty fun. And there's more shortboard sort of surfing, and the Barra Soap seemed to be able to do that too. Kind of blew me away, the full versatility of the board. I feel like when I grab some, you know, keeled fishes or Mini-Simmons, they're very limited to the kind of surfing they can do. Like, they're epic for like cruising and flowing and just kind of like having a really nice time. But how capable this board was from doing that to kind of like ripping or trying to rip, really blew me away. And I felt like that's where the Barra Soap really came into its own. Hey, the Barra Soap was a really good chance to check out a whole variety of fins from Futures. Just kidding, just kidding. It's got wooden glassing keels. I didn't check any fins out. Hey, the glassing keels feel epic. I really enjoyed them. I've got nothing to compare them to. You can order this board with like a fin system or with the wooden keels. They felt epic. I don't know why you wouldn't. There's nothing they couldn't do. And what makes me think it was the best idea is I don't think any fin manufacturers are making a fin with this much surface area. So I don't know how you replicate this feel and this hold in a removable fin system. There probably is something out there, I'm sure internet critics will let me know, but you know, I look at the stuff I know from Futures, there's nowhere near this sort of surface area and this much hold. So it'll cost you a few extra dollars to get the wooden glassing keels. I feel like they're worth every cent. They look good, they feel good, and you know, having this really nice tinted kind of classic board that you're not jamming your quiver with, you're having kind of one or two of them. It's really a nice finishing touch to a really collectible type board. Overall, the Barra Soap was epic. It was really cool to surf, you know, a twin fin Mini-Simmons kind of style board that was capable in like a whole variety of conditions, but also for my surfing. Like I said, I tried one out before and the thing was epic, and it was made for one of my favorite shapers, but it just liked to stand there and cruise. And like I said, and you watch my reviews, I do a lot of pumping, I ride small boards. It's just how I've always surfed. I'm not going to change that now at 40-something years old. So it was cool to get on a Mini-Simmons twin fin that let me cruise when I wanted to cruise, but when I'm like, oh, I want to get to that next section, or I've got to pump to get this turn in, and let me do that too. So absolutely love the Barra Soap. And again, wave range, kind of knee high through to a bit overhead. I actually had to surf on it in some bigger conditions and it felt pretty good. But in that bigger stuff, it didn't like the wiggle because it did start to feel very skatey. So I did have to slow down my surfing in the bigger stuff, but that was okay because in the bigger conditions, the waves had quite a bit of push. So I didn't have to do my wiggling and pumping and all that kind of crap. But anyway, Barra Soap was epic. Stoked that they're finally in Australia now with Harder Glass, which are in Byron Bay. So they're manufacturing Tyler Warren's glassing everything in Australia. So they're available in order. We've got the Barra Soap. We are going to check out the zipper really soon, which you did a little thing on a while ago. And we also got a quadramatic formula. So if you're a Tyler Warren fan, you'll be familiar with those boards. But anyway, thanks to Adam and the crew at Harder Glass for the opportunity to check this out. And I hope you don't have to wait as long as I did for a Barra Soap to check one out too. Thanks so much for watching.